Hey guys, welcome back to Art Club with Miss Burford. This week we're going to be rolling into spring with this lovely spring tissue paper canvas. You will need a round canvas, some PVA glue, a paintbrush or a glue spreader, a pair of scissors and a selection of tissue paper colours. Our first step is to cover our entire surface of the canvas in PVA glue, ready to lay down our background. For the background, you will want to use your lightest green tissue paper and rip this into strips so that it will sit across your canvas. Just place this onto the glued background and then add another layer of glue over the top to smooth out the wrinkles and really make sure that your piece of tissue paper is stuck down. You want to cover the whole of the canvas background. So again, keep repeating, putting on ripped pieces of this light green tissue paper, and you can overlap sections so you get a bit of differentiation in colour, or you could add another very light green tissue paper shade if you have a different shade of green. I only had the one light shade of green, so I just stuck with that, and when you layer it up it creates different shades of green anyway, so that adds a bit of texture to your background. So think about laying them down at different angles and overlapping in different areas. Don't forget any bits that have gone over the edge, you'll want to smooth those down as well so you get a nice clean edge around your canvas. Now we can start adding some detail, so you'll want to cut some different shaped leaves or stems. So I just went for some long stems that went narrower towards the end, and I tried to arch them so that they would go with the curve of the canvas. You could do them straight if you wanted to, you could do a mixture of straight and curved, and think about what you actually see in different flower meadows. You don't see all stems the same thickness, so try and do thinner, thicker ones and ones that are longer and shorter. They're all going to be completely different. To make some of the stems look like they are further back in the distance, you'll want to get another layer of the light green to place over the top of the stems that you've just laid down, so they will become more blurred and a lighter colour, and this will give the illusion of them being further back in the distance. So just again, put some glue down over the top of your stems, lay this down and put glue over the top. Now that we have created some depth for our picture, we can go back to the front of this and add some cut out stems to go over this piece of tissue paper that we have just laid down. The shade difference will create a distinction between the background and the foreground, giving our picture depth. Our picture is looking very green, which meadows are, but they also have flowers in them, so we want to add a bit of colour and have a think about what flowers you might like to include. So I was thinking about foxgloves, bluebells, tulips, daffodils, you think about roses, daisies, different flowers that you think that you can replicate. If you need to refer to pictures, please look up pictures of flowers so you can have a look at different shapes that you might want to cut out. But just cut these shapes out of your tissue paper in a variety of different colours so that we can really make this picture pop. Just stick them onto your canvas like you were doing with your stems. So you should have a layer of glue over everything and they should stick down on that just fine. And again, think about where you're placing them. So think about the angle that your stem's going in, so what angle your flower might be. And of course your flower head is going to be at the top of your stem, but you might have some bits coming off the side of your stem. So just think about where you might like to place everything, and then of course just secure it with a layer of glue over the top after. Some bits can be quite fiddly, so if you're doing something like bluebells or foxgloves, then you will need some very small bits of tissue paper, and it's easier to just use your paintbrush or your glue spreader that's already got glue on it to pick up your pieces and place it onto your picture. Another thing to think about is think about the shape of your canvas, so think about where I've laid my stems. I've gone with the shape of the canvas, so I've tried to replicate a circular shape and create a curve. So It looks like you're laid down in your meadow looking up to the sky. It's up to you if you want to do this or not, but I just think it works quite well with the curve of the canvas. With some of your flowers, if you have a light colour like a very light pink, you might need to do 2 layers to your petals to make them stand out from the background. When you're finished, just finish with a layer of glue over the top of everything again, so this gives it a nice varnish when you're finished, and make sure that everything is stuck into place. I personally like this as a gift for Mother's Day. It's something that they can keep rather than making just Mother's Day cards, or it can go alongside Mother's Day cards. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more art lessons like this every week and other art related content every now and then. See you next week for more art with Miss Burford.